Cedar Point keeps having some PR mishaps. This is the Etc. show. Chris, Joe, Paul. Man, we're not picking on Cedar Point. I pick on other things like Puxatine Phil and other stuff like that. I'm trying to be pro Cedar Point. I'm trying to give them all the chances in the world. But we had a couple public makeout sessions last year, right? That we talked about, wasn't that? Or
stories that we heard about, not ones that we participated in.
Oh no, we weren't part of it personally. No,
I was making sure that this was expressly clear. It was not. We didn't. It was.
No, it wasn't.
We discussed that there had been incidents within the park.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Stories of couples not involving us in any way. From the park, you had some other stuff, and then they've got this new tilt roller coaster. Actually, some people from the station I work at were up there, and it's kind of a wild roller coaster. It kind of goes out and then it reconnects and it tilts and everything. Well, it just opens, stuff happens. It got stuck. That sounds terrifying. I'm not a roller coaster guy, and this is why I'm not. When stuff happens, it's scary. I don't want to be scared like that. I'm too old to get scared. What do you guys think?
I have a medical condition that makes it unwise for me to be on roller coasters. I could literally die. So yeah.
So no?
No.
So no.
Oh. All right.
Okay. I didn't know about that. Wow.
It's just ready to end.
I want to ask more, but I feel like I probably shouldn't. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm too scared. I think that's my problem. Joe, are you into the roller coasters?
Oh, not really. My primary objection has to do with the insanity of waiting in line for 3 hours to take a 45-second ride. I just can't do it. I don't like waiting in lines, period. That is far more of the experience than actually riding on the ride. So if I'm in a scenario where the riding on the ride outweighs the amount of waiting for it, I'm in. But yeah, so I don't do a whole lot of parks. I don't do a whole lot of I've not done roller coasters in years, and I probably wouldn't enjoy it if I did. I'm old. I don't want to go fast like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, and I'm kind of okay. It's weird because I've been in the media and in church sometimes we get discounts from being at a church group. You go to these places for not that much money or you get a free ticket. And now that we're old and we have to pay full price for everything, I'm looking at the CedarPoint website. How much does it cost?
It ain't free.
Yeah, $50 is the cheapest. It's as low as, but they have upgrades where if you could be $75-$100.
Do you have to pay extra to get stuck on this ride?
Yeah, probably. Or maybe if you didn't pay that much, maybe they had a discount that day where it was like.
I feel like it's a unique experience, and you probably should pay more for it.
Okay. You got on the news, kind of a little bit more.
I know, right? You're on the news. You're on this website right here.
Shoot. Yeah. I can tell you, my 12-year-old is a thrill seeker. She loves the rides and everything. She's adopted. Mom and dad are thrill seekers. If we ever take her to Cedar Point, we almost going to have to pay someone to go on rides with her because I sure as heck am not going on that roller coaster. So,
like some bars, like if you're the designated driver, you drink free Cokes or whatever. Like there should be some system at amusement parks where, because I don't want to pay $50 to spend a day sitting on benches holding people's stuff. Like
yeah. Oh man! Well,
I could do that somewhere else for a lot cheaper.
When I was in the youth group, I was a nerd that didn't like roller coasters, and everybody else in the youth group wanted to be on roller coasters. So the big trip was, hey, let's go to Cedar Point. But if you don't like being on roller coasters, the day sucked. You were on the bench. And
I remember in the Cedar Point that I went to back in the day. This would have been back in the 90s. There was one of the big rides. I don't think it was the Demon Drop. It was something else. But across the pathway from the big ride that had the 3-hour line was a little like whirligig thing where you ride, not a teacup thing, but it like had the arms that came out and the seats kind of hung underneath it, and it rotated around and then eventually sort of went kind of vertical. Nobody was waiting for that ride. Nobody. And we would ride it while the other people were on the 3-hour line. We would ride that thing, get off, go around, immediately get back on and do it again. And we'd ride that like 15 times, taking breaks in the time it took for them to go around one time on the big roller coaster. And I wanted to throw up just as much as they did on the big one after riding that thing 15 times. And eating a funnel cake somewhere in the middle of it.
I couldn't remember, like when I was young and going to youth group trips, I don't know if there was ever a girl I was trying to impress. Like, sometimes if you...
There always was.
Girl,
I'll just go ahead and tell you that.
I never felt the urgency to say, man, I got to try this roller coaster to impress, girl X or whoever I was trying to impress.
She wasn't worth it. If that's what would impress her, she wasn't worth it.
I wonder if Cedar Point kind of likes this a little bit. I mean, you could say it's bad press, but it's kind of cool, I guess, right? Look,
that this happened at the park? Yeah. No press is bad press, right? Now people know that ride is there. And the thrill seekers probably want to seek it even more because there's potential that something horrible could go wrong.
Well, we were making fun of the public makeout sessions that happened at Cedar Point in the past. And, I used to think that was bad press. But, man, Cedar Point, probably like, cool, Hey, if you want to...
So the inevitable question is, the next level of our conversation is, did somebody make out while they were waiting?
That'd be fantastic. Oh, man.
I mean, can you do that with the 5-point harness and the everything? Is that possible? Can you reach over?
I've tried that before. I don't know.
Can you stretch your lips that far over?
I think with some people, where there's a will, there's a way.
Right.
And there seems to be plenty of will. I'll just say it that way.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't make me want to go to Cedar Point more. You know what I mean?
I'm going to go to Cedar Point anyway. Like, was that something you were already considering?
Too much money, and again, like my kids have been crazy lately. So getting them into the car is crazy enough. Let alone taking them to Cedar Point.
Right, because $50 a person, that's the cheapest. That's $200. You haven't driven there. You haven't eaten. No. You haven't driven back. No souvenirs have been purchased. You're looking at a $500 day is what I'm saying, and that just doesn't feel worth it.
Kind of our thing to do as a family is go to the Columbus Zoo, and the zoo has some rides. It's not anywhere near as crazy as Cedar Point, but my kids don't want to do anything to do with the animals. My wife and I love looking at zoo animals. They just want to ride rides all day, and they freak out if we don't buy them stuff at the end of the day. Oh, it's terrible. Oh. Being a parent,
go to the zoo and you don't look at animals.
Like, I was talking to my daughter earlier today. Oh, what do you like about the zoo? Oh, the ride. I'm like, what animal do you like?
Listen, you can like what you want out of it, but I'm just gonna say this may be a family thing because it does kind of feel like ordering a Big Mac and not putting any Big Mac sauce on it. Yes. It does kind of feel like there's a theme here.
Columbus Zoo,
the household, man.
The polar bear exhibit, the Columbus Zoo, like you go under like the tanks above you, the polar bear like sits on it. He just got his bare butt pointing down at you. You can't beat it.
Wow, you should be on the marketing campaign.
Our last
have you been egerly awaiting seeing a polar bear butt?
Yeah, make sure you use the word butt.
We got him.
No, literally, my daughter was in that little exhibit, and there was a fish right on top of her. Like, hey, look, there's a fish. She just right her shoulders, moved on.
She's like, "Where's the ride?"
Yeah, she's like, "Where's the ride?" It's like,
"Where's the polar bear butt?"
All right. Well, let us know what you think.
Would you make
It's
out
like polar
on
bear
this
butts.
Siren's Curse ride if it broke down?
Yes.
Would you make out on the ride? Please let us know in the
Right.
comments.
Because I'm a lover, not a rider. I wish my wife was coming in during that part. You know, hey, and she'd be, your son would be up like, yeah, he's a lover, not a rider.
I'm dying.
Sorry if YouTube takes this off because what I just said. Somehow I feel this could be interpreted the wrong way. So
Yeah,
it
it can be.
That's something you think. And as always, like and subscribe. Why wouldn't you? It'll be good.